Alrighty guys, welcome back to Roadcraft. We're in the old Ford F-250 here, and we're heading right back on out to observe and get to work on our brand new road construction. So this is update 1.5, or patch 1.5, so game version 1.5. You get the point, it's 1.5. And so, make sure we don't get run into by anybody. Got our road paved right there. We got new construction going on. Oh, right up here. Sweet. So let's take a look at what we got going on. Get ourselves parked here. Let's take a look at what we have. Right now, we've got plenty of road going on. And you can see it's slowly getting smoothed out. But this whole area up to our recycling plant, it's pretty rough. So let's take a look here. So all of this is what we're planting. So we came over here and we got to this paved out, and so that allows us to be able to get the guys into here. But we got another route that we're trying to get to back to this way, back to Annabella is what we're trying to get. And so I need to be able to have two different road options just so I don't have convoys crashing into each other. And then of course we still have a ding-dong over here that can't figure out how to run on this road. So we got to come back and try that. But we're going to try and see how the game works with the new update, because we got this started, but then in-game ended up getting updated in between finishing this project. So let's see what we can do. We got greater mode on. Get inside of the vehicle. It should be, why aren't we... There we go, sand flattening. Thank you. So let's see how the game works with us flattening out this. I want to see how this flattens out here, though. Yeah, look at that. Alright, so we'll do this from the inside. This will be fun. So far I have greatly enjoyed my time in Roadcraft. And we'll see how the update works. It's supposed to have fixed some issues with the paver being really, really bad. I think there's some other tweaks that they made as well. It seems like everything's running pretty good on my end at the moment, so that's good. And I ended up watching, I think it was Jeff Faviano's video, and he mentioned that to get these roads really nice and smooth, you gotta run over your sand about 6 times. And it's like, oh, okay. So we'll try that out today, see if that actually helps with the road. Because as you can see, I kind of have a divot. I think I ran over it like maybe twice or 3 times on the other road, and I think you saw how kind of rough that was. I mean, it was definitely worked for what we needed, but it wasn't smooth. So if running over this 6 times will help, that sounds like a really, really good idea. So there we go. Got that smoothed out. Get ourselves turned around here. Also, kind of might want to work on that road right there, getting that all paved up. That might really help us out. But we got all of our equipment here. We haven't bought any new road equipment yet. At some point we're going to get around to that. So we'll run over this side, and yeah, you can see that was just twice that we ran over it, and it's definitely a lot smoother. But it sounds like potentially running over it a few extra times really helps get everything nice and smooth out. So we'll try that and see how we do. But yeah, everything feels really, really good. We'll have to see what the paver does, because that was definitely one of the worst things, was the paver just getting stuck on everything. It sounded like a lot of people were having issues with that. And obviously, because of, I think, reading the patch notes, is that's really what that vehicle is supposed to do anyways, because it's supposed to be flat. It's not supposed to be running over any weird surfaces. It's supposed to be only flat surfaces that thing's going over to pave. And so that was kind of expected from the developer's point of view anyways, which I get watching actual roads get paved. Like that makes a whole lot of sense there. But yeah, definitely was a pain to work with, all things considered. So yeah, we'll see how smooth this road can get made here. And this should definitely help us out convoy wise. So anyway guys, since the last time we spoke to you with Roadcraft. Hopefully your day is going well. Let me know down in the comments how your day's going. Mine's going pretty good so far. Woke up, had coffee, and we are back to work. In the gaming sphere, anyways. Luckily it's Saturday today, so I don't have to work, so that's kind of nice. Alright, let's see how smooth we can make this. And also, I heard that supposedly you can use the roller to smooth out the sand. We might give that a try, just to see if that actually does anything. I don't think it should, not on sand, but it might actually do something. Obviously, we're just trying to get the majority of the middle of the road nice and smoothed out, so this looks pretty smooth, all things considered. We got some divots out here to the side, obviously, so we'll get that smoothed out as much as we can here. But definitely really enjoy that road construction side of this. This is just really, really nice. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Nice. Alright, let's see here. Still got some sand we're pushing here, so we'll see if that gets covered up here. There we go. Nice. We'll give it one more take going the other way. See how smooth we can make this. Alright, well, I have to admit, I think we've gotten a very, very smooth road. I'm going to try this, though. I'm going to try running the steamroller across for just a second. I just want to see if that actually does anything. Also, you see one of my convoy vehicles up there having fun. Getting to greater marching mode here and get this vehicle out of the way. Also, we got the nice, I believe that's a Chevy. Looking like a Chevy. Might be a Ford, actually, with the rear end. Just come through and smash that thing. Activate. Alrighty. One thing I have to say is he is faster. Trying to kind of turn this way and that way, but it doesn't feel like he's getting stuck. That's huge. Because you just be going along and he'll just be getting caught up on every little thing. You can see it's still tough to drive to keep it in a line, but it is not getting stuck on individual invisible collisions, which is really, really nice. Sweet. Okay, this is so much better. So, as I said, devs were right. It's like this vehicle is supposed to be hard to drive just in general anyways, but to have it not getting stuck on invisible objects underneath the sand pile that you're paving is huge. It is so nice not to have that going on. Getting stuck going up here a little bit. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. See if we can't correct that. Also, this thing, it's kind of interesting. So if you've driven any of the new skid steers in Farming Simulator, if you check that out, the skid steers now have the option where if you use, obviously talking about controller, if you're using the controller and you don't use throttle, this thing turns like a skid steer just by using the joystick. And so you don't have to use any throttle to get it to turn. It can turn by itself, which is just, that's a interesting style of driving. See, we're getting stuck on a little invisible thing there, but this is definitely driven a lot better than it had previously, so that is huge. Alright, let's see, we should be able to back up. Back up here and get this paved. You know, we got a stinking rock there, we're gonna give it a try anyways. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Just trying to make sure we get as much of this road paved as possible. But yeah, this thing has the same drive physics, or not drive physics, but drive style as those skid steers in Farming Sim, which is kind of cool. Because I think I was just messing around with some of the Kubotas, and I suddenly realized, wait a minute, I can't get this thing to move, and that's because I was putting in the steering input at the same time I was putting in the throttle input, and so that kind of cancels it out because you're trying to turn it while let's see, we can't go forward, there we go, while you're trying to do both things at the same time, just kind of canceled each other out, which is interesting. But I was able to figure that out, and then both of the, you can use both really nicely, because obviously once you're rolling you can use the joystick to get it to turn, but if you're using just the joystick, just being able to use this to turn by itself without any throttle is just same thing, same driving style, which is really cool. I hate when the rocks pop up on top of the sand. It's like, that's kind of a, I know it's possible, but it just doesn't seem. There we go. Get back over there, ding dong. On the rocks. Oh, come on. But yeah, definitely not having near as much collision issues as we had previously. Because I remember that was just absolutely awful trying to get this thing to move. It's still difficult, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. So, much appreciation to the devs that got that done for us here, because that just makes this so much easier to work with. Definitely appreciate the work they put into that. Yeah, we're making a nice big road. Come on, I need you to try and get my... Oh, hello, there we go. Got another rock right there. But yeah, having a nice big road up to here, this is going to be huge for, yeah, because he can just turn. This is just joystick, no... Man, I love how that drives. That is so cool. Let's see, I want to see... Yeah, so see, there's the throttle. And then watch this, we're just turning. That is such a cool vehicle. I love this thing. This thing's awesome. Alright, back to paving here. We're going to go down the mountain now. The thing likes the likes gravity, that's for sure, I can tell you that. And we got a little bit of an edge to our side there. We'll have to come back and, well, maybe we can back up here. I want to fix these areas that we're missing, just so that we don't have gaping holes in our pave, hopefully. But yeah, this drives so much better than it did. So, much thank you to the devs. Really like what we got going on here. And guys, if you still want to order a physical copy of this game for your Xbox or PlayStation, you can check out the links down in the description below. If you do order through those links, it does help me out slightly through Amazon. So much appreciation through that. And if you want to get early access to videos before they're out to everybody, you can become a member of Gamer Plus, whether that's Gamer Plus Lite or Gamer Plus. You guys can check that out if you so desire. And if you just want some cool merch or maybe some cool shirts, you can check out the merch shop as well. Got some cool designs from both the Gamer and the Farmer channel, so check that out in the links down below. Man, this is going to be a nice road. I cannot wait to get the convoy set up for this. So once we get the convoy going full tilt to the recycling area, this should really help out. Looks like, yeah, I'm going to have to take another pass, I think. Let's see here. Just get this. Yeah, we're going to have to come back. Alrighty, we'll come back. We will come back. Actually, we might be able to just... Oh yeah, here we go. We can reverse. There we go. That'll work. Just want to make sure we can get all this done. Oh, nice and paved out. I love it. Also, we haven't gotten any rain, hallelujah. So far, the game is nice and dry. Appreciate that. It's kind of annoying when it's raining all the time around here. But so far, had a nice dry spell. What if they fixed how fast the weather changes? Because it definitely seemed like the weather was very... not necessarily annoying, it just was kind of instant rain, instant dry, instant windy, instant cloudy, instant, and just seemed a little annoying. So I'm not sure. Maybe not annoying, just I don't know, inconvenient. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but it seemed like it was extremely fast when it did that. Seeing the convoys rolling through, that's cool. And we got another route that we got to go work on and pave. I think we're going to have to go through and actually rip up my job that I did over there. So we'll have to see what we can do with that. But getting this nice and paved, and I'm sure the folks that live on the edge here will enjoy having a nice road right next to their houses. That'll actually be nice and usable. Alright, and get this thing rolled off. Get this thing parked right there. I think this is going to be a really, really good road. Let's get rolling here. Alright guys, we're in the old flatbed hauling truck. Gonna go grab our roller and see how nice and smooth the new road is. Luckily we got the sun back out. Let's check and see how nice and smooth everything is. Little rough patch here, little rough patch there, looks like. Other than that, everything looks really, really good. And man, this road is... well, there's a few divots, but for the most part, very, very smooth road. Which is going to be huge for getting our guys up in here. Wow, man, that is so fast. Awesome. That helps out a ton. Alright, let's see if we can't get the old steamroller hooked up. There's a winch point on this somewhere. Let me see if we can find it. We got to get so close to the winch, though, before it'll show up, and then we can pull them right on board. Turned here. Right there we go. Then we should be able to winch him right on. Well, thought we did. Used to be a winch point on him. Interesting. Alright, well, let's see if we can roll him up. Hey, luckily we can roll him on board. That's good. I'm sure there's a winch point on this guy. There we go. Let's see. Switch over to the truck. Oh, there's a winch point. Yeah, okay. There we go. There he is. Alright. There we go. I know we had a winch point on this guy somewhere. So now we got him attached via the winch. So hopefully he won't go anywhere. So let's see how nice and smooth this drive is here. Got a heavy load we're taking on this road. Very, very nice road. I like it. Alright. Well, that was a good choice on my part, because this is going to help out with getting the convoys in and out with. So now we got to work on getting the convoys ready to go. And I think we got to technically work down here some more to work on one particular area. So we'll take a look at that here. We'll get this guy pulled to the side. Yeah, get him pulled right over to here. We got a road right there coming out of the sand quarry, just so that we have that. I'm going to detach the winch here and go ahead and park it. So, yeah, so to be able to get these guys up and over, because they're having a hard time getting through here, but we kind of need a nice little paved road right through here, because it's pretty deep through that section. So we'll get that taken care of. Yep, this would be nice to have this ever so slightly paved, and then we can reroute what we got going on. But yeah, this was just such a low area, because I knew having to reroute this was going to be a bit of a pain if we didn't try and do this. So this should work pretty good here. Should have the roads nicely done. Alright, infrastructure, it's time for the routes here. And so let's work on this guy here. We're going to reroute him. Yep, we need to cancel route first here, and then we're going to rework it. Alright, so dude, you're going to keep coming up this way now. Yep. I'm going to add another little thing for you here. Oh, maybe. I was hoping to. Let's see, delete point. There we go. I just don't want him to turn super sharp here. Alright, there we go. So we got him a nice added route here. Get him out that way a little bit. There we go. That should be good. Just don't want him turning too sharp. Actually, no, I forgot I needed him to go up. Let's see, yeah, because he's going up all the way here. Okay, so let's see. So let's clear his route, actually. I forgot how bad the setup was. So we need him. He needs to come this way. He's going to come racing on through here, straight to here. Then he's going to start his nice little turn through here, using up all the road all over the place, because might as well get all of the use out of the road as we can. Then going to come straight through here. Make a nice little detour right there. Alright, I'm going to dispatch those guys, and then we need a route. Where's the other route that's supposed to be? Okay. So, he's getting a little stuck right there, figuring out his life, I think. Yep, there he goes. And then there's another route we're supposed to go. Let's see, plot route, and that's from this facility here. Okay. So there we go. Yeah, so see, this route coming out here would be a pain having both of these switching positions coming through this same route. So that's going to be an issue. So that's why we did what we did here. Luckily, got this road right through here that they could take. Get him nice and centered on that. Running through here. Alright. Oh yeah, truck is racing through there. Sweet. Good to see. Alright, and we're going to... Where are we going with this guy? Oh, we're going all the way over to the base. Okay, so we need him to race on through here. Should be decently clear to get through here. And he's got to race on through there. Hopefully not get intercepted by the other guy. Luckily we got a pretty clear road all the way up here, so that makes things nice. Get him to run through, and then dispatch that guy. Yeah, look at that. Both of the guys being able to make it. So we got the route. These guys checking the route here. Oh, we got a semi-truck going. Oh, boy. Alright, I need to make sure that our semi-truck can make it through here. So we're going to go to my vehicle. There we go. Yep, picture. There we go. Alright, let's go. Double check, but this route seems to be working just fine for what's going on. But we need to go double check all of this. Lots of debris and garbage, but everybody should be able to drive over that, I would imagine. Yeah, look at this semi. Wow. I did not realize that we had a semi in the budget, but apparently we do. Watching them as they go by. Sweet. Look at this semi. This thing is nice. That's really cool. Semi-truck's still a bit stuck, so we need to reroute this just a little bit more. So let me double check which one it is. This one. So let me cancel the route for just a second, and we're going to rework this one because they need to be able to make a pretty big turn up here. So we need them to come in, add another thing. Oop, not sure what happened there. Back to main infrastructure. There we go. Alright, all the way back over here. All the way back over. Alright, there we go. And then this on over. There we go. That should work a little bit better. Get them a little bit more of an angle to be able to get in there. That should work. Alrighty. Well, I think that was a pretty good day's work. We got 2 different infrastructure routes working. Seems like they're all working pretty good as well. So I think that will end us off for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed the new update. The paving was far smoother than it had been. And we got a few more objectives on this particular map that we need to work on and see what we can do infrastructure-wise. Definitely a lot of work that we can still do, so that'll be fun. But I believe that we have done a really good job getting that. That doesn't look so great, but everything else seems to be working just fine as we got more trucks headed our way. So that's really cool. So anyways, guys, that's it for us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys here next time. Bye-bye.